After a lengthy wait, my Santa Cruz Chameleon frame was finally here. I couldn't wait to get it built up. Similar to the out-the-box Chameleons that you can buy, I went for a Fox 34 fork with 120mm travel. Difference being that I've got the Performance Elite edition rather than the Rhythm. The main difference between the Rhythm and the Performance Elite fork are a slightly better damper and also slightly lighter weight. You can only get the Rhythm fork on factory built bikes as well. I went for a Hope headset, and the Cockpit is a Thompson stem with nuke-proof Horizon low-rise bars. These are 780mm wide. I went for a full Shimano XT group set, which includes the brakes. I did try a demo bike with the SRAM GX Eagle group set on it, but in the end I decided that I preferred the Shimano. One of the really cool things about the new Chameleon is that you can run it as either a 29er, 27.5 plus, or a single speed. The way that you change between these three setups is actually to change the entire rear dropout. So there's separate ones for all those different formats and a slightly narrower for if you want to run it as a single speed. This bike's got boost spacing front and rear, and I'll be running it as a 29er at least to start with a set of Hunt XC wide wheels with Schwalbe knobby neck tyres.
Hello, doggies.
Where the bloody hell does he keep? This is the. They'll do. Pedals are actually the only part in the whole build which isn't brand new. These are my old Shimano SPD pedals, which I've seen a bit of use but still got a good few miles in them yet. The most traumatising bit of any new bike build, apart from realising you've forgotten something, is cutting the steerer tube. But after measuring hundreds of times, I was finally ready to commit with a hacksaw. After cutting the steerer down and filing off any sharp bits, I was finally ready to start fitting the controls. Along with the race face half Nelson lock-on grips, which have got a nice smooth but really grippy feel to them. Building this bike up represents a massive leap forward in mountain bike technology for me. Previously I was riding a cross-country hardtail with 26-inch wheels and a 3x9 drivetrain, so moving towards this with a 1x11 was going to be a big jump. The new Chameleon frame has got internal routing for a stealth drop post, and this is probably the part that I did most research on, as I've been living in the past, I'd never used a drop post before. In the end I decided to go for the Brand X Ascend post, which has got 150mm drop and got brilliant reviews online and is far cheaper than any of the competition. I topped the post off with a Bergtech the Cloud saddle with titanium rails, which should hopefully keep me nice and comfy for those long rides. It's a simple but time consuming task to get the cable through the frame and get it hooked up to the drop post. Everything was going together well until I realised that I was missing some adapters for the brakes, so I was going to need adapters to step it up to 180mm rotors, and also at the rear the frame was an IS mount whereas the caliper was post. Another slight inconvenience was that I'd forgotten that Shimano supply all their brakes with enormous long hoses, and that I was going to end up having to cut down both quite significantly. A few days later, and I've been to the local bike shop, I had the adapters needed to fit the brakes as well as the kit I needed to bleed them. As an acknowledgement that you're probably going to have to trim your brake hoses down, Shimano actually supply their brakes with a spare olive and barb, which is great because then you can trim them down at home, which is pretty straightforward. So first of all you want to undo it from the lever end, then offer it up to where you think you might want to cut it, twist the bars a bit, make sure that when you fall off you're not going to yank the hose tight and damage it. Then using the wee blocks provided, you want to clamp the hose up and using a really sharp Stanley knife blade slice it off. Then fit the olive, you want to gently tap the barb into the end of the hose, then offer it back up to the lever. You then want to tighten the hose back into the lever, do it up fairly tight but don't go nuts, otherwise you run the risk of stripping the thread while mangling the olive. Once you've tightened the hose back into the lever, you'll more than likely have to bleed the brake, and this is dead simple using the Shimano bleed cup and some mineral oil. Finally, it's ready for a test ride.